A very good evening, viewers. Today is a bumper day for NIAP, where we have back to back four discussions on four major topics that concern you. The first, World Environment Day is around the corner. But rather than it being a fancy dress or a best out of waste competition for kids, how can India, as the Vishwaguru, as we want to be, help in SDG 2030? What is the status and how are we going to reach it? We have Mr. Aritra Majumdar joining us in just some time. But for the viewers who are going to tune in for me at 8 p.m., Nilanjan Das, leader of the TMC, will be with me discussing the debacle and the leader of opposition, the leader of opposition in the Vidhan Sabha not being Mamta Banerjee. So, what is the khela going on internally in TMC is something that we're going to discuss at 8. At 9 p.m., Twisha Sharma case, Kaidi number 71, Giribala Singh receiving voluntary or involuntary VIP treatment, or is it a safety net? We'll find out. Plus, we'll be speaking to a former Mrs. India, an advocate as well, alongside with her, and a psychologist to explore why Twisha took her life and is it culpable homicide? That is being said. And last but not the least, at 10 p.m., we will be joined by an architect and a former Lemon Tree employee. The two people will be talking about the Malvinagar fire, which culled 21 lives. 8 of a family whose ailing father was recuperating also lost their life. Viewers, we'll be joined anytime by Mr. Aritra Majumdar. Until then, I want to make a humble request. If you're tuning in for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're tuning in again but haven't subscribed yet, well, what are you doing? This is the only free way that you can support the NIAP. For brands looking at this, we are giving up slots of 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and 10 minutes. 3 minutes is the minimum that we're giving for your brand films to be run on the NIAP the way the Mojo story does it. Please support independent media. Otherwise, don't complain that the Adanis and the Ambanis have bought out the media. With that, viewers, we'll be taking a short break until we are joined by our special guest. Stay tuned. Hello, sir. Good evening. A very good evening to you from the viewers of NIA. Thank you so much for taking out time this Thursday evening to speak to us about something that is confined to school projects, best out of waste, and just primary school learnings. But World Environment Day is approaching, so your opening thoughts and a little insight into what drew you to actually choose sustainability over the corporate slang of success, profit, and not giving two hoots like most of our leaders and CEOs about the climate crisis.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. The sustainability, what I felt that the everyone, I think nobody is aware about this word in our country. What is sustainability that can be used and that is used so many ways in nowadays? And somebody thought that okay, this is sustainability, which can be used for so many days. That is sustainability. Okay, this is very strengthful and this is very strong, then this is sustainability. This is the thing. But actually, the nowadays the major problem is that we all the people of this country as well as of this globe, of this universe, we all hear from the environment. We are here as a part of this whole environmental space. And maybe being a very intelligent and very thoughtful species of this universe, maybe we are in this platform that we think that okay, we are now driving in a road. The road is too small. Okay, let's cut all the trees and let's go. We have to build a bigger and much bigger 6 lane, 8 lane, 20 lanes road to move faster to reach from one place to another place. Okay, that is needed. The road is needed. But we have to make the road in such a way to save or protect our environment, to protect our ecodiversity, to protect our all the trees, plants, etc. We have to think about this. Maybe the development not or development cannot be called like in that way that I am a researcher of sustainability or environment friendly building design or construction design. This area is my research domain, and I can say that when I am going to, I think at the time of COVID and after that, the super cyclone has come in a very worst thing. Maybe in this past 50, 70, 100 years, maybe this kind of super cyclone didn't come in our land, in our motherland. And after this Amphan super cyclone, so many disaster I just felt, I can see, I observed in all the areas. Majorly the damage was happened in the coastal regions of our of majorly in West Bengal. Mainly coastal region was severely damaged. And at that time I observed that so many, মানে, no, not a single building, not a single houses are stand there. Everything was vanished. For example, last night they stayed in a place, and tomorrow morning there is nothing, all vanished.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And after seeing that, this is my I can say on behalf of me that this is the most triggering point from my point of view to do this research, that how can I make something, can I do something for them, can I do something for the people of our country who are not able to build G plus 5 or G plus
No,
10 or
of
G
course,
plus
sir. I
2.
completely understand. Any revolution comes from a place of personal hurt. I mean, we've seen the Malvinagar case. People have been gutted to death in a fire. 21 people, out of which 8 were from a family. Their father is ailing in the ICU. I mean, even if he recovers, he'll be, coming back to a world with nobody to go back to. Um, and the sad part is that any case, affects us when we are impacted. So if a village in Purnia, Bihar has their huts and homes getting flooded by the monsoons, you and I in Delhi probably won't care. But if it were our homes which were gutted by fire, or the AC short circuits, or the gas leaks that happen in urban cities, then is when we take cognizance. But coming to the sustainability factor, of course, this is part of common knowledge that 1970s was when it became very mainstream to talk about climate, and the bad effects of using coal and fossil fuels. And today we are in 2026, just 4 years away from the SDG 2030 goals. Now, these are posters, 17 goals stuck on every school wall. But how much are we implementing? Because kids can do so much. But what about us adults? What are we doing in our daily practical lives to be able to make life easier for us and our future generations?
What I can say, that the most interesting thing what you have just said, that SDGs, the SDGs 17, what we are just 4 years back from this day, and I think if you do a survey in this whole country amongst 140 crore people, I think what you think? How many people are aware about this SDGs term? How many people know about this SDGs? Maybe some quote unquote who are study, who are doing researches, who are doing, that is very less or very small sector of people who are know about this term only, SDGs. And after knowing this, who are working to achieve or working uh, for our development, for our future's development, for our future generation, which is Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and so and so, who will come in this universe. What we will left, what is left in this universe for them? I don't know actually. And I think I think, I don't know, 1% maybe much bigger value here who knows about this SDGs only. And I think this is the point, this is the time when we are standing, we know all about global climate change, we all know about global warming, we all know about maybe this kind of terms we are habituated nowadays. And maybe peoples are like this, okay, this is too hot, this is too cold, this is so
Now,
rain.
global warming is impacting us. I mean, 50 degrees is enough to kill a person, sir. And slowly, I feel that the temperatures will reach 52 and above also. So, this is a
Exactly.
crisis you and I and the people who have been negligent have created. But, let's get to the specifics of it, sir. I was observing that when we wash utensils at home, we've got dishwashers, we've got appliances now, we've got plastic infused, sponges, and then we've got gloves and we've got whatnot. We've got Vim bars also. Jinka residue is not healthy for people. And when I have to clean my idols, we cannot do it with the normal soap and everything. We have to do it with pitambari. So pitambari is a powder which comes, and we can clean our substances with that. And that took me, like while I was cleaning, I was thinking that our shampoos used to be made of Retha. And today we've got like a lineup of plastic bottles in our bathrooms. We used to have Ubtan as a soap, which was so biodegradable in its fabric. And now we've got soap bars and all the plastic that's created along with it. Like whatever you do for sustainability, you go for a body wash, you still will have a loofah, that's a plastic product. You have shampoo bottles, you have conditioner bottles, and instead of cream, we used to use malai. My dadi, till the last day when I saw her, she used to use dahi, or she used to use malai and a like drop of lemon. And she used to kind of do a facial with that only. And she used to use almond oil. So that is the reason where her skin used to kind of breathe. And while you and I come from Bengal, I mean, my husband is a Bengali, so the hair are blacker, and the skin is better because there is so much of value put to natural ingredients being used. So I mean, of course we know that since 1991 India has a journey of westernization. We see our own products not being that catchy for us, our own heritage not being that catchy for us. So I mean, it's very funny that the US always complains in UN that India and China are the two countries which are creating the most carbon, footprint. But look at India and China both. Asian countries, all of them, be it Japan, India, be it China, we are sustainable to our core fabric in our culture, in our practices. But you see the US, I mean, their hair are also not real. There are so many cosmetic treatments and silicons, and they are creating the most waste. So it's not just about the oil, it's also about the everyday products we use. So what is your journey of research and your insights about these small findings that even I could figure out as a layman?
Yes. uh, the most important thing is that I have done my research on sustainability and environment friendly building design. What I have just said earlier, in the phase of Amphan, I saw that kind of crisis. And from that point of view, when I am working, I saw that what we all know, maybe you know very well, you are from Bengal also. Uh, there are some physiographic regions in Bengal. There are majorly we can divide it into four regions, that is hilly, coastal, Ganga Delta, Plateau, this kind of regions. And there are some environmental differences, parameters are differences. Their nature is different. Everything is different region wise, and temperature, climate, everything is change. Every type of thing is changing there. And from this point of view, when I'm doing this research, I thought that what today government think that okay, for homelessness people, we provide them shelter, that is PMAY, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. That is very good initiative, there is no doubt. But just little bit thought, little bit of integrity, if they are, they have been incorporated there, they are they, if they are asking in our countries who are working, who are doing research in this field. I'm just coming from a conference in South Africa, where Net Zero Future 2025, this is the very big conference. There are 30 plus countries have been participated there. There are many kind of stalwarts, researchers, professors are there. And everyone doing very good research, and very good publications are also there. There are so many international journals, so many papers have been already published. But who will see for whom they are publishing those research work, for whom? For who are creating policies, who are implementing policies, who are developing policies for the people. So if for just for example, if you are a service provider or policy maker of this nation, so you need to think na, what kind of way, what way we have to start, from where we have to start, and what your headline is, how can we reach there. We are now just tomorrow is 5th June, World Environment Day. Now we are discussing about these things. The problem is that we are not discussing this before that or after that. This is the most
Absolutely.
important thing. That is, when, if a government, if anything, I'm not talking about one political party, every political party, every individual, every common people of this nation or of this universe. I know, I think you know, in 1970, when this is start, when this has started, US people come forward to the street and they are achieving this. They achieved
Yes.
this. They make this act for US
Yes.
government. Then after that, in 1972, then 1980, there are so many movements are there who are, and nowadays a little very small. I think this is a very bad word. I think very one teenager. This is Greta Thunberg who have
Yes.
done many
We've got
things.
Disipria Kangujam in India, who is India's Greta Thunberg. And the sad part here is, sir, that there is a political angle to all that we are facing right now. We've got a
Yes,
campaign of Republicans saying drill, baby, drill. So we are going back in time. A CEO comes into power and all he wants is profit. He is not going to leave any stone unturned, be it the Strait of Hormuz. And now the LPG crisis is impacting us. Then we realize that, it was so much better that we moved to sustainable mediums. But see, India is not foolproof here. We have our G20s, we have AI now coming in. AI is going to use so much of
yes,
resources. I was
yes,
just reading that Uber has paused all AI use because they have exhausted their AI budget. And like gallons and gallons of water are used by machines for just processing a hi, please, and thank you on a chat GPT. So we've got combined crisis. We've got a war-like situation, we've got AI coming in, and we've got the failure of UN, G20, all of these movements, which India is also a part of. So what is the way forward?
yes. There is. I have done just small part that is regarding building. That is, this is my area of research, and what I can say from our point of view, that in our land, homeland, there are so many earthen structures are there in our past days. Our father or my grandfather, grandparents were stayed there. Maybe your grandparents maybe also stayed there in that kind of buildings or that kind of places in earlier days. In if you are going back to 20s, 30s, that time. Okay, so from that time onwards, why people have made that kind of structures or architectures, why they have done this, because their comfortability, they are thought about their natural calamities, they are building those houses by considering all the environmental changes and everything. But the problem is that when you know nowadays the major environmental impacts has been happened by this construction industry, by this heavy using of cement, steel, etc., which have used lots of energy of our natural resources. And I have done this research. I am comparing those. For example, I have done this research only for residential houses, which is major because large G plus 20, G plus 50 buildings are not more in our countries till date. But till date, we can observe G plus 1 or G plus 2 kind of buildings. We can observe in every places, every state in our country. If you are comparing this kind of structures with those earthen structures or wooden structures or timber structures, when I visited South Africa, do you know there are 2 or 3 airports have been made using timber? You cannot imagine airports, shopping malls.
And
There
nobody's
are,
covering that. Even in the international media, I
you
consume a
can
Financial
you
Times
can
and New
you
York
can
Times
you
every day,
can
and I
just
haven't read this.
I've just I can show you just in this screen. Just I am showing you just pictures, some pictures. Just wait for a moment, give me, just allow me some moment. You just see, this airport has been made. You know, I think Kruger National Park, which is Africa's one of the biggest natural reserve forest area. And if just look into this picture, this is the airport. And what is the roof? This is made of fully timber trusses. This is the airport. This is the
Wow.
name of the airport. I have searched in Google. This is the
Mm-hmm.
Kruger Mapalanga Airport.
Yes.
International airport.
Wow.
This is not.
But that's
This is not.
excellent, sir.
This is not one. This is
Hmm.
not one. This is not the least. There are so many airports. This is
Hmm.
not one only. There are. This is the outside of the airport. Can you think about this? This
Wow.
is the outside of the airport.
Nobody talks about South Africa this way. All stories that we see from Africa coming in are, hunger and poverty and corruption. But this is the side of
You
South
can
Africa that
see.
should be
I
spoken
am
of.
not saying. Auditro Mujumdar is not saying anything. This is saying that I have wanted to say. Maybe in South Africa there are some political parties are there, some policy makers are there, some president, etc., etc. They are there. So they are using their knowledge. They are implementing their knowledges. We have done, madam, I can assure you, we have done so many research in India. We have done so many researches. Maybe we are little bit maybe we are now, I think, comparing with UK, US, China. Everyone can compete with India. We are not backward. We are so many, we have so many natural resources, madam. We have water, we have coal, we have forest, we have sea, we have everything. We have ocean. What we don't have, we have Himalayas. What we don't have, everything we have. Everything. You can't show one country, not a single country. Our country till date, we are not facing any water crisis. Can you think what I have just shown you? In South Africa, I have to purchase drinking water because there is water crisis. They are also residing beside the ocean. There are oceans. Cape Town city
And so
is.
you look at the example of Dubai. I mean, my aunt stays there, and they were a desert. And the way they have come around, every single thing is available there. So it's not just capitalism that's helping them; it's management. I mean, when you talk about that, India has the same researches. What is it in India that is, keeping us behind? Is it a lack of willpower? Because as you say, we have the money, we have the resources, we have every single thing. We've got researchers like you, but do we have the intent?
Actually, I don't want to say any political things here, actually, because I know nothing can be made without politics. Everything is politics, everything is part of politics. What we are discussing now, that is also a part of politics. I know that. But the thing is that the main point is that I don't want to say things that who is good, who is bad, but we have to think this, otherwise we will be vanished. We will be vanished someday. Maybe some 20 years, maybe there is some debate, we will be vanished after 20 years or 100 years or 500 years. That is maybe debatable, but that research can be done also. Nowadays, when I have done in my PG level, postgraduate level, I have done my research on cigarette butts. I can say you, in whole universe, do you know how
Hmm.
much cigarette filters are basically accumulated in this whole globe?
This is interesting for
This
many of
is
the
this is
smokers
in,
who might be
this
watching
is
this.
in trillion tons.
Are you
Trillion
serious?
tons.
Are you
Okay.
serious? Oh God.
Those you can search in Google, you can search in anywhere. There are I will write a paper of this. I am just stepping a footstep, but I can told you, I can say you that, and I can assure you also that we can reuse these cigarette filters, which is causing our water pollutant. There is heavy metals, nickel, cadmium, so many heavy metals are there in cigarette filters,
Hmm.
and which is not biodegradable. Okay, the cigarette filters are causing so many environmental hazards.
Hmm.
That pollute water, that pollute our environment. And when, if we are thinking about to save our environment, to protect the environment, and we are we are nothing to what we are saying now. We are now, let's go for plantation. If you just think about it, 100 years trees replacement can be done by 100 of trees. One tree is one banyan tree or any one mangrove tree. When Amphan was happened na, uh, I worked with BBC, and I have done so many social works in coastal regions, Sundarban. I think you know. When BBC covering this, there is a
Hmm.
drone shot. You can search on YouTube that
Hmm.
there is a drone shot, and
Hmm.
when we are seeing in a boat, from boat we are riding in a boat, and we have seen that the one part of the Sundarban that is fully occupied by mangrove forest, and
Hmm.
another part is there is no mangrove forest.
Hmm.
Past 20 or 30 years back, there is also full mangrove forest, but that was removed, that was evoked, and there is some buildings have been made, and that part was fully vanished due to this Amphan. But the mangrove forest part, just both side I am talking about, one river is going on, and the just two sides I am talking about. One side is fully nothing was happened, one tree is also not collapsed, and another side is full vanished, fully under the water. This is the thing. We cannot build the environment, we cannot build the nature. We can, we have to think about this way, that we are a part of this nature, we are part of this natural beauty, so we
No,
have
that
to
is
think
so right,
about.
sir. I mean, the Sundarbans, the mangroves have been taught to us in school. And then we also read a book which was called Under the Moon, which was a
Yes.
science fiction which showed the world actually just in ruins. And then, you have people like Elon Musk who are making this sci-fi into reality, saying कि चलो यार अर्थ खत्म हो जाएगी मार्स चले जाते हैं वहां डेवलपमेंट कर लेंगे. So let us come back to Earth. Let us save the mother who birthed us, who preserved us. What are the five things, before I let you go, I want to ask, what are the five things that we can do on a daily basis as a layman to make our earth green, clean, and, sustainable?
Yes, but I can say you there is not five things. There are maybe 10, 15, 20, 25 things are there. But key points, if you were saying, first point from my point of view, this is awareness for all of us. Not, I am also included in this. I have also not maybe in a part of that other things, not outside of this. I am also a researcher, but I don't know everything of this nature. I don't know everything about this nature. So first key point is awareness, people's awareness, and including the policymakers. Policymakers should be also aware before doing anything, any kind of policy making, any kind of steps, any kind of laws, everything should be in line with the environmental sustainability and environmental rights, environmental protection act, forest protection, river protection, water protection, everything, energy protection, natural resource protection, everything. We have to think, and in this way we have to move forward. This is the number one. Number two point we can say about water. We are very much wasting. Water is a natural resource, and absolutely. Coal, water, sand, everything is our nature's part. Hill, mountains, everything. So we have to use this in such a way. Water, what, why I am saying about water, because water is used by every common people, but coal is not used by every common people. In other way, everybody used coal because energy is there, electricity, etc., everything is there. So we have to use this in a such a way, so we have to protect this energy consumption and water consumption. This we have to think about it. This is the right time not least, but this is the right time. to think about it. We are already late. We are already
Absolutely,
too late.
absolutely, sir. No, this is a very valid point, and I think our viewers have really benefited from this. With that, sir, I think I need to let you go, but we will join you again for a more insightful discussion, more developments, and how more we can benefit from, taking care of our environment. Thank you so much, and keep watching the NEA for the latest updates.
Thank you.